Hello and welcome to this new hypnosis file. In this file we will play with the remote control again. And when I press a button on the remote control, some things will happen with also some presets. Don't listen to this file when you are not in a safe place to complete any of the tasks I will give you further in this file. So first, get to a comfortable position like sitting or laying down while listening to this file. Now let's start with focusing on your breathing. Breathing in slowly, holding it for a couple seconds, and breathing out again. Breathing in, holding it, and breathing out. Relaxing more and more with every breath out. With each breath out, you release all the tension in your body, getting more and more relaxed. Breathing in, holding it, and breathing out. Relaxing more and more with every second that passes, and with every word I say. Feeling so relaxed and so at ease. Feeling better and better. Now in a moment, I will snap my fingers and say drop. When I do that, you will fall in a deep state of trance, getting even more relaxed than you are now. Drop. Falling deeper and deeper into relaxation. Feeling so good, so nice, so deep into trance. And the more you relax, the better you'll feel. And the better you feel, the more you relax. Relaxing more and more. Drop. Even deeper. Feeling so amazing as you're so deep and so relaxed. Deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper into relaxation. And the more you relax, the more your thoughts will fade away. Thoughts fading away more and more, getting blanker and blanker with every second that passes. More and more blank, the more you relax. Blank. No more thoughts. Your mind is just blank, and you can only listen to my words and relax even more. And the more you focus on my words, the more relaxed you will feel. The blanker you get, the better you will feel. Sinking more and more, so blank, so relaxed, feeling so good, so at ease, so nice, so deep, deep into trance, deep into relaxation, deeper and deeper, feeling so good, so nice, so deep. But now let's start with the remote control. And this time we're also gonna use some presets. So now let's implement them one by one. The first one is a turn off and turn on button. Whenever I press and say off, you will turn off and fall into a trance. And whenever I press and say on, you will turn on and wake out of trance. So one more time. Whenever I press and say off, you will turn off and fall into a trance. And whenever I press and say on, you will turn on and wake out of trance. The next one will be a reset button. Whenever I press and say reset, you will reset back to normal. So one more time. Whenever I press and say reset, you will reset back to normal. The next one will be a puppy preset. Whenever I press and say puppy mode, you will be converted into a puppy. You will act like a puppy, speak like a puppy. So only barking. So one more time. Whenever I press and say puppy mode, you will be converted into a puppy. You will act like a puppy, speak like a puppy. So only barking. The next one will be a kitten preset. Whenever I press and say kitten mode, you will be converted into a kitten. You will act like a kitten, speak like a kitten. So only meowing. So one more time. Whenever I press and say kitten mode, you will be converted into a kitten. You will act like a kitten, speak like a kitten, so only meowing. The next one will be a mannequin preset. Whenever I press and say mannequin mode, you will be converted into a mannequin. You will act like a mannequin, so you will stay still and I will give you commands to move, for example your arm. So one more time. Whenever I press and say mannequin mode, you will be converted into a mannequin. You will act like a mannequin, so you will stay still and I will give you commands to move, for example your arm. The next one will be a boop button. Whenever I press and say boop, you will boop your nose. So one more time. Whenever I press and say boop, you will boop your nose. That's all for now. You can let those suggestions sink deep into your mind as they become true. As you sink down deep into trance back again. And as you sink down deep into trance, those suggestions also sink deep into your mind. Deeper and deeper down. And in a moment, I'm going to wake you up to play around with those new suggestions. I'm sure you love to play around with the remote control and to experience what happens when I press a button. So in a moment, when I count from 1 to 3, I will wake you out of trance. And after that we will play around with the remote control. 1. Slowly waking up. 2. Thoughts coming back more and more. 3. Wide awake and back in the room. So now let's play around with the remote control, shall we? Let's start with a silly one, as I press the boop button. Oh look, what's happening now? You can't do anything about it, but it just happens. You have so many other buttons to play around with. But what comes next? I will press the off button. Turning off, and with that sinking back in that lovely trance you were in before. You can enjoy that lovely trance for a moment. But in a moment I will turn you back on. Oops, already did. Back awake and out of trance now. But what button should I press next? Let's press kitten mode. Convert it into a kitten and only be able to meow like a kitten. Meow for me, kitten. Good kitten. Scratches behind your ears. And some pets. Pet, pet, pet. Good kitten. Meow for me once more. Good kitten. But now let's press the reset button as you go back to normal. But what about something else now? As I press the mannequin mode. Completely stiff like a mannequin. Unable to move, but only on my command. Now stretch both your arms straight ahead like a zombie and hold them there. Now move your right hand on top of your head. Good job. What about a press on the reset button now, as you go back to normal? And one more time, the boop button once. But what about a press the puppy mode now? Convert it into a cute puppy, and only able to bark like a puppy. Speak for me, puppy. Good puppy. Pat your head. Pat, pat, pat. And some scratches behind your ears. Good puppy. Speak for me, puppy. Good puppy. Wag your tail for me, puppy. Good puppy. But now let's press the reset button, and after that, the off button. As you let yourself sink back in that lovely deep trance. Relaxing, floating, going deep, deeper and deeper down, before pressing the on button to wake you up again. So many buttons to press, but which one next? Pressing boop. And now pressing the mannequin button once more. Move your right pointer finger right in front of your forehead. And now in a moment I'm gonna bring you back to normal. But the moment you wake up, you're gonna touch your forehead with the finger. The moment that finger touches your forehead, you will fall into deep trance. As I press the reset button and your finger touches your forehead, you drop back in that lovely state of trance. Even deeper than before. Deeper and deeper down. Relaxing, floating, going deep. And it feels so amazing to fall so deep, to just relax with no more worries. Before I press the on button again to wake you up. Out of trance again. Now I press the boop button again. And after that the off button again to take you back in that lovely state of trance. Deep, deep down. Even deeper than before. So nice, so peaceful. Before I press the on button again to wake you out of trance once more. But enough of playing with remote control for now. Just let yourself sink deep down into trance. Relaxing, floating, deeper and deeper down. Not thinking about what buttons I will press, but just letting go. You can let all your thoughts slowly fade away as you let your mind relax. One by one, your thoughts fade away, because a blank mind is a happy mind, and a happy mind is blank. And you have no more worries when your mind is blank. Nothing to worry about, nothing to think about. When a thought comes up, it quickly fades away out of your mind. It just feels so nice to be so deep into trance and to be so blank. Mind so relaxed, so blank, so mindless, so empty. Relaxing more and deeper with every second that passes and with every word I say. And with that, sinking so extremely deep in this relaxing, calming trance. I bet you love it so much to be in the lovely trance you are in now. But unfortunately, I have to wake you out of this lovely trance in a moment. So in a moment, I'm gonna count up from 1 to 10 to wake you up. After that count up, you will feel refreshed, happy, and ready for the rest of your day. All triggers and suggestions given in this file will fade away at the end of the file. Now let's count you up. 1. Slowly coming back up. 2. Thoughts slowly coming back. 3. Raising up some more. 4. Getting more aware of your surroundings. 5. Halfway there. 6. Thoughts coming back. More and more. 7. More and more aware of your surroundings. 8. Almost completely awake. 9. Eyes slowly opening. And 10. Wide awake and back in the room. I hope you enjoyed this remote control file. If you do, maybe like the video or write a comment. It can take some time before you will be fully awake, but this should not take very long. See you in the next file.